What's going on, guys? It's Kevdog here, and we are finally back. And as you can probably notice, I'm in a new location. Ow, I'm getting bit, I'm getting attacked. But guys, I'm so happy to be here and finally back. I know it took a long time, but I had to move. And guys, today we are going to be going over all 193 confirmed Pokemon returning to Legends ZA. There are two things I want to mention first, and the first one being that we are not going to go over leaks in this video. So if you were worried at all about getting spoiled for potential new leaked Pokemon, don't worry about it. And second, this is 193 confirmed Pokemon, but that does not mean that only 193 are returning in this game. This list of 193 is just the Pokemon that we know of as of right now, and that could be more very soon, like 200, 220, who knows. Actually, there is one more thing I want to say based on this picture right here. As you guys can see, Hoopa is in the middle. If you include Hoopa, it would be 194 Pokemon, but I'm just going to include the ones in the base game only. Starting off, we have the Kanto region, which is actually second place in terms of the most Pokemon returning, starting with Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard. From Kanto, we actually know of 43 confirmed Pokemon in total. And next up, we got Weedle, Kakuna, and Beedrill. Then we got Pidgey, Pidgeotto, and Pidgeot, so we're getting a lot of Pokemon from past games that can Mega Evolve. Ekans and Arbok, Pikachu, of course, Raichu, and we do know now that Raichu is getting 2 Mega Evolutions. I'll put them up on screen. Which one do you guys like better, Mega Raichu X or Mega Raichu Y? I've been seeing these get a lot of hate. I don't know why. I think they're pretty cool. Let me know which one's your guys' favorite. And then Abracadabra and Alakazam, Machop, Machoke, Machamp, Bellsprout, Weepinbell, and Victorybell. Of course, now we do know about Victorybell's Mega Evolution. Mega Victorybell, it's just hideous. I'm not really a fan of it. I like the original Victorybell better. And then we got Slowpoke and Slowbro. I wonder if this means we're also getting Galarian Slowpoke and Galarian Slowbro and Slowking. I hope so. I hope they do that. I hope they don't leave him out. And then we have Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar. I can't wait for Mega Gengar. Here's another Mega Evolution. Onix. That means, of course, we're getting Steelix, which has a Mega Steelix. And then Kangaskhan, that has a Mega, Staryu, and Starmie. I wanted to use Starmie on my team, but I'm going to use Totodile, so I don't really want two water types. And then we have Scyther and Pinsir. Look, guys, you can see my cat right there. Hey, there she is. And then we have Magikarp and Gyarados, Eevee, Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. All the evolutions. And then Aerodactyl, Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite. Yeah, it seems like almost every Pokemon returning from Kanto either has a Mega or may get a new one. In Johto, there are going to be at least 23 Pokemon returning, starting off with one of the starter Pokemon, Chikorita, Bayleaf, and Meganium. More starters, Totodile, Croconaw for Alligator, and then Spinarak and Ariados. I don't really care for Spinarak and Ariados, and Pichu, Mareep, Flaffy, and Ampharos. Honestly, I might use Mega Ampharos. That's one of the coolest looking Megas to me, and back in X and Y, I never used it. And then Espeon and Umbreon, Slowking, Steelix. Okay, a lot of these like Slowking, Steelixes, or we already knew are coming to the games because in Kanto, we saw this stuff like Scyther and Onix. Heracross, that'll be cool. That can Mega Evolve. And then Houndour and Houndoom. Then we got the Larvatars, and I'm probably not going to use Tyranitar. I did use one already in Scarlet recently. And that's it for Johto. Moving on to the Hoenn region, we have 26 Pokemon, which is 3 more than Johto, starting with Ralts, Kirlia, and Gardevoir. Keep in mind, guys, there is also an early purchase bonus for this Pokemon right here. You will get the Mega Stone if you buy the game from now until February 28th of 2026. Simply just buying the game, physical or digital, you'll be able to get this, and you can have a Mega Pokemon added to your team pretty early on. Seeing stuff like Sableye, Mawile, Aeron, it looks like almost every Pokemon returning is going to be capable of Mega Evolution almost. I mean, if I scroll up, like literally all of these Pokemon either can Mega Evolve or they might get one in the future. I mean, scrolling up, it's just so many. Slowking, Steelix, Scizor, Heracross, Houndoom, these can all Mega Evolve. I'm sure later on in the Pokedex, there's going to be a lot of Pokemon that can't Mega Evolve, but going up next, we have Meditite, Medicham, Electrike, Manectric. I never cared for these Pokemon that much, but still happy to see them in the game. And then we got Roselia. After Roselia, there's Numel and Camerupt, so Mega Camerupt is coming back. Swablu and Altaria, that's another Mega. Shuppet, Banette, Absol, that's a big one. I actually have footage of me battling that Pokemon here on the channel because I got to play Legends ZA early, so check it out. Then after that, we are almost done with the Hoenn region. There's Bagon, Shelgon, and Salamence, and then Beldum, Metang, and Metagross. Then we're done, and after that, we have the smallest region of returning Pokemon, the Sinnoh region. Compared to 26 in Hoenn, there are only 16 in Sinnoh, which I don't really mind. Just a few years ago, we did have Legends Arceus and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, so I'm kind of tired of Sinnoh Pokemon for a while. starting with Badoo, Roserade, Buneri, Lopunny, and then we have a huge jump in the Pokedex, all the way down to Gible, Gabite, and Garchomp. Then there's Riolu, Lucario, Hippopotas, Hippowdon. Yeah, we all knew about stuff like Garchomp and Lucario gonna be in the game, but Hippowdon, I had no idea. Snover, Abomasnow, that makes sense. Leafeon, Glaceon, yeah. Gallade. Oh, that's it. Gallade is the last one. Okay, we're going over to Unova. Unova has a good amount, 23 Pokemon. So starting with Tepig, Pignite, and Emboar, of course, because of the starters. If I play Legends ZA in the future, then maybe I'll pick Tepig. I'm going with Totodile. But next up after that, we have two very important Pokemon. It may not seem like it. These are literally Pokemon that you would run into in the grass and then instantly run away. Patrat and Watchog. These Pokemon have never been obtainable on the Switch, ever. These Pokemon were not in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. They were not in Sword and Shield. They were not in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. They were not in Legends Arceus. They were not in Scarlet and Violet. Legends ZA will be the first, and that doesn't just apply for these two. It also applies for Pansage, Simisage, Pansear, Simisear, Panpour, and Simipour. All of these Pokemon right here, including Patrat and Watchog, have never been on the Switch. Honestly, I might use one of these on my team. I remember I used one back, I think I used Simisage back in Black and White. I wonder if the one you will get is based on your starter. That would actually be pretty cool. The thing is, my starter will be Totodile, so I'm not going to want Panpour, and I think for a fire type, I'll want a cooler one than Simisear. Simisear ain't that cool. And then Simisage, I've already used it in the past. I don't know, I'll worry about it when the time comes. And then after that, we have Audino. That's a good one. That can Mega Evolve. And then Sandile, Krokorok, and Crocodile. Crocodile's a really cool one. And then Scraggy and Scrafty. I'm not paying attention to the leaks anymore. Give me a Mega Scrafty. Come on, Game Freak. Do it. I have a shiny Scraggy from X and Y. Then there's Trubbish and Garbodor. Trubbish, I remember seeing in one of the first trailers that you could find it in the alleyway, so that'll be fun. Emolga, that's cool. Litwick, Lampent, and Chandelure. Oh, that's it right there. That's it for the Unova region, okay. And of course, because this is a Kalos game, the most Pokemon are coming from Kalos region. 62 are confirmed in total, so this is gonna be the biggest bunch in this video, starting off with the Chespin line. Not just the Chespin line. We know that all of the starters are coming back, so Chespin, Fennekin, and Froakie's evolution lines, and their Mega Evolutions. I hate to say it, but I think Greninja is the worst new Mega Evolution out of these three starters. It's hard for me to decide. I think I'm gonna be putting a Chestnut on my team, though. But next up, we have Bunnelby and Diggersby. I've never really cared for these Pokemon, but next up is Fletchling, Fletchinder, and Talonflame. I like that there's a lot of different forms of Evian, but I mean, Spupa, I forget that thing exists. Litleo and Pyroar, we need a Mega Pyroar, actually. That would be really cool. Flabebe, Floette, and Florges. I wonder what's gonna happen with you guys. Then we got Skiddo and Go-Goat. I think Go-Goat honestly really does need a Mega Evolution. Pancham, Pangoro, oh, Furfrou. Guys, I think we all know by now, but Furfrou is another Pokemon like the Patrat line and the stuff like Simisear, Simisage. This is another Pokemon that has never been in any Switch game ever. It's not in Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, Sword, Shield. You get the point. Finally, coming to Legends ZA, the first Switch game ever. It's pretty crazy. And then we have Esper and Meowstic. I'm happy about these ones. I've never used a Meowstic before. I honestly might do it. Honedge, Doublade, and Aegislash. Man, there's so many good Pokemon. I might use one of those too. Then we have Spritzy and Aromatisse. Swirlix and Slurpuff, Inkay and Malamar. We all know about Mega Malamar. That thing looks so good. Dark and Psychic type. I might have to do Mega Malamar instead of, what was it? Meowstic. Then we have Binacle and Barbaracle. Yeah, you need a Mega Evolution. It's not really that tall for a final evolution. Next up, we have Skrelp and Dragalge, Clauncher and Clawitzer. I always get these ones mixed up. And then we have Helioptile, Heliolisk. We knew Sylveon was going to be in the game. We have all the other evolutions. And then Hawlucha. Let's go. Hawlucha, one of the coolest new Mega Pokemon. And then Dedenne. Yeah, no one really cares about Dedenne. Klefki. Forgot about Klefki. Phantump and Trevenant. Trevenant and Phantump have very good shinies. I want to shiny hunt those. And then Pumpkaboo and Gorgeist. Bergmite, Avalugg. Probably not getting Megas. We already have Hisuian forms for those. Noibat and Noivern. Those ones are so cool. And then Zygarde and... oh, that's the end of the list. Okay, Zygarde. Now, like I was saying earlier, there is one more, which is Hoopa. We do know Hoopa's coming to the DLC. You could probably also say we're going to get Diancie and Volcanion, but we don't know for sure with those. In this list, we got some very good Pokemon. 193 in total and 194 if you include Hoopa. Which one is your favorite? Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out, everyone.